And we're recording. How's everyone doing today? So the biggest thing for me as far as bias goes is this 1 hour gap that got inversed. I think it's just going to signal further upside. And then we're also delivering out of this 1 hour gap here. So just pretty clear, on longs right now. I'm guessing this is the high here that we're targeting. So yeah, bullish. That's the vibe. Let's take a look at coffee. Should I look at the CFD? I like using Owanda. Does Owanda have one? The coffee CFD? Okay. Can we even trade these? They're CFDs, so no, right? Gotcha. Does KT load for you? No. This seemed clear, but then the 1 hour candle opened, right? So we got the candle close here to put in the gap, and that's why we retraced. So I'm guessing we're just coming up here to finish running that LRLR before the 1 hour got put in. And then we will see. Let's take a look at Logan Trades. Damn, 800 subs. Alright, bro. Alright, Exano. Guys, if I could make a video and upload it tomorrow, what would you want it to be on? Bias? Alright. Oxano, Amy doesn't need a video for that. She's the fucking blueprint. Bias, taxes. Well, I can't make a video on taxes. I think that would get me caught up in some federal allegations. How to set take profit and stop loss and Trade of 8 group trading. Okay. So just how to use Trade of 8 broker. I mean, we don't even really need a video for that. I can just show you guys. It's really easy. What number are equal highs / equal lows on the hierarchy of draws list again? Like number 5, I think. It goes like... It depends on if they're higher time frame. So if they're lower time frame, it's 1, data wicks. 2, obvious. Higher time frame, equal lows, equal highs. Unfilled liquidity on the higher time frame. 4, I don't know. What else am I missing? Like equal lows on the lower time frame? Yeah. External highs. Yeah. Number 5. Yes. That's it. Tradeify has a 40% off sale for their straight to funded accounts. Not an eval, no. Yeah, because I know it's 40%. You have a separate education section yet for the hierarchy of draws, how to identify bad things we went over in the past, etc.? I don't. I should though, shouldn't I? I will do that today, and that'll be where I probably post videos and stuff too. Yeah. We'll go over that. So I can go over like a video. This is what I was gonna do for my first video. Okay. I was going to just do a general education video on how to get yourself started with like basically a prop firm and how to set up your brokerage account and how to take your first trade. Okay, that was what I was going to get started with, and that was going to just be more general, not for you guys. And then my second video, I was going to do something more for you guys. But that's what I was trying to come here and ask, because I have a script written. I'm going to work on the presentation today and then probably record by the end of the day. Edit probably tomorrow and then have it up by like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. I've actually been working on it, and I'm like actually trying to do something for the first video, and so we'll see. We'll see if I can stick to a schedule this time. I'm like trying to like listen to the book I'm reading right now and actually like assign times with the things I want to do, and become more habitual about it so that I can actually get it done. But yeah, for that first video for you guys, like would a video that you guys would like to see be something like, here are like the 5 worst setups that we see during PM that people take, or like, here's my model specifically for trading IFUGs. I like the psychology of money. Okay, why is Amy screaming? We're just trying to have a chill session, Models? Okay, so you just want me to like go over basically my model for how I take trades? What I look for. Okay. So yeah, I can do that. By the way, I'm not really talking about price right now because this has been like the last almost hour of price. I mean, what am I supposed to say about this, We can real quick check the lower time frames and that kind of thing just to make sure we're not missing anything, but I don't think so. I mean, that's the 5-minute. Right. So I guess if we came down and souped this low and then got a long from there, maybe that would be okay. That'd probably be the only thing I see happening this session. We were supposed to get tariff news from Trump this session, but no dice, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people. What do I check when I first get to the charts? Okay, so yeah, just like what I normally like look for to form a bias. All right. Thanks, guys, for the ideas. Appreciate it. No, go for it, Sniper. Hey, you can share whatever you want in chat, just as long as it's not like unprofessional. Sometimes Amy shares some crazy stuff, so that's why I just said make sure it's professional. Possible 5-minute IFG short? Maybe. For some reason my mouse is tweaking. Can it go back to normal? It should be 500 DPI, but this is not 500 DPI. Alright, whatever. Am I still a Kanye fan? No. I can't be. I can't be. It's too late. He's changed completely who he is. He's completely changed his morals. He's against everything he used to stand for. I'm over it. You know, Fahrenheit, I don't like that sentiment because that it, like completely discounts anybody that actually has autism. Like there's a lot of people that exist out there that have autism but aren't turning to like Nazism. Like I don't know. I feel like that's not oh, it's just a joke. Okay, okay. Gotcha. I can't even separate the art from the artist at this point. Travis, that's so funny. Dude, he could have made the Thriller album, and I don't think I'd be able to forgive him. For me, Kanye died in 2007. It's just been yay ever since. Yeah, if Kanye solved world hunger, I could forgive him probably. Uh, in 2007, in the 2000s, he was going up on stage and doing the Taylor Swift thing, which I didn't think that was like that big a video, but it's still crazy compared to like what a normal person would do, right? Like you're not going to go up on stage and like completely ruin somebody's moment. So there was that. And then there was also the whole George Bush doesn't care about black people thing that he said on live air, which like that was like a protest thing, but you could tell that was like the current day Kanye wanting to come out, right? And like I don't disagree with it, but this was like during Hurricane Katrina, which is like 2005, and then like obviously all the other stuff, right? With 808s and yeah, Donda dying and yeah, I think that when Donda West died, that's when Kanye West died. And if you think about it, right, like he was normal until the Kardashians, but the Kardashian thing started after Donda West died, and so that's kind of like why I'm saying like yeah, Donda West was when Kanye like completely changed. No, Monkey I never did though. I'm surprised nobody's talking about the Super Bowl. He's banned now, so at least that was a good thing. But what's up with the Kendrick thing? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, that was just probably a copy paste that he saw. Game was over before halftime. Yeah, that was like one of the worst Super Bowls I ever watched. I tuned in for halftime to see the Kendrick performance because I'm a Lions fan. And I didn't even feel like watching the Super Bowl, and then I watched the beginning of the third quarter. I watched Patrick Mahomes get sacked twice on that first drive, and I was like, yeah, this game's over. I thought the performance, I thought the Kendrick Lamar performance wasn't that good, but I thought the messaging was good. I think the set list was really bad. I don't know why they just played like GNX tracks the whole time, but I don't know. He could have made that actually good. Also, like he had to have a little bit more balance because like the Super Bowl's a very like performance oriented show, and so he was running around stage the whole time, and he was like exerting himself physically the whole time while in like multiple layers, and then trying to rap. And it's like you could tell that he was like winded for that whole entire thing. He was, um, not in time with his beats sometimes, and like that definitely detracted from the performance. Whereas if he would have made his set list more, that's just I think what you're talking about, Eric. That's just something he does. Those are like his ad libs or whatever. Um, I didn't even see the whole performance. I only caught like the end half of it. I think like after Humble or whatever. Why was Wayne supposed to perform? I thought him and Wayne had beef. Hey, I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. Lil Wayne's overrated. He's got like a couple of good songs that stand up to today's music. Like I feel like Lil Wayne fans talk about Lil Wayne like he's like Kanye, but yet you never see anybody talking about Lil Wayne outside of his fans. But have I heard his old stuff? Yeah, I heard the Carter or whatever it's called. I've heard it. I don't know, bro. I feel like that's a little high, Jace. I give him like a B plus. Yeah, that's that. We were kind of talking about that vegan. It's just it's all bad. Like here's a crazy take. All right, I think peak Tyler the Creator is probably better than peak Wayne. Peak Tyler the Creator is better than peak Wayne. I think Igor is better than anything Lil Wayne has made. Put that out in trick. Cole or Wayne? Wayne. Are you kidding me? That's easy. What? All right, so we're kind of pumping up here. Drake or Wayne? Drake probably. Well, if you mean like Drake the rapper or Drake the performer, um, I think Wayne is probably a better rapper, but Drake is probably better at everything else. Like the problem is like Drake doesn't write his own shit, so like I'm pretty sure Wayne does and Drake doesn't. Um, okay, saying Drake is the second coming of MJ is actually crazy though. Wait, Lil Wayne doesn't write? Oh, well then in that case, yeah, Drake all day. If Wayne is ghostwriters writing for him, then yeah, no. Um, vegan, I think he's cooked. I think I would be watching my biggest hater get 5 Grammys off of my hate song and then performing it in front of 150 million people. Like that's crazy. So, yeah, 150 macros just kind of bumping us up here. I'm trying to charge my mouse and it's just not cooperating. If you guys want like a comprehensive list, like I'll be honest, could I listen to more Lil Wayne? Sure, like to actually have like a good opinion on him. Um, just based off what I heard though, like I don't think I'd probably change my mind. Are there any actually good setups today? The 2 minute short down to the equal lows that ended up being a break even trade. That's about it. Okay, actually, you know what? Here's the deal with Lil Wayne, okay? His features are better than his solo songs. He's kind of like a 21 Savage type. That's actually the problem with Lil Wayne. Is Travis loved in the U.S.? Yeah, I'd say he's probably like top 5 in hip hop right now. Depends who you ask. All right, let me ask you a question. This is Wayne's legacy. All right. Did you guys know that Lil Wayne dropped an album in 2022? And if you did, could you name that album? No, it's not a Carter. It's the album is called. Sorry, I was just scrolling through his discography. The album is called. Sorry for the Wait. It's got 16 songs on it. So what Lil Wayne album should I listen to be convinced that he's just not for old heads? Carter 3? Can you see my Spotify? I just have it off to the side here. No, my like songs are embarrassing. I have stuff liked from there from middle school, so it's worse than that Fahrenheit. Like think about the worst artist you can think of, and it's probably in my liked. Dude, I'm listening to Lady Gaga right now. What do you mean, bro? Poker Face. Um, why can't I think of the other song? Just Dance. Bad Romance. No, I didn't listen to 6ix9ine. I didn't listen to like garbage mumble rap SoundCloud people. I listened to a little bit of Tekka and like I had the Fortnite era obviously, so I had like Lil Mosey and that kind of thing. Yeah, I have Jace. It's bad. There's the tariff news. Oh, really? Uh, no. Just small dump. Small dump. No, it's just 2 o'clock. So we made equal lows here. I mean, obviously there's not going to be a setup. All right, Steve, I'll listen to this song. I don't think you guys can hear it. So we're saying itching. Oh, it's not even. Gotcha. It's not on Spotify. All right. So swiped out the equal lows now. I guess if we came up here, like obviously this is like the worst PA ever. So like trying this is basically gambling. Like I'm not gonna alert anything today unless we see price really clean up. I like that we're delivering out of the 15-minute here. There's no 30-minute, but we're kind of respecting this like 30-minute OB. We came down, tapped into this 5-minute that we've been respecting, but we swept out the lows. So like this 1-minute idea could work, right? Is the Sunday opening a data low? No. Not really. It's just like the wick that's formed from price opening. I mean, it could be a good liquidity target, don't get me wrong, but data introduces a lot of volume. 6 o'clock open usually doesn't have that much volume, right? Yeah, but it's still a good liquidity target. It's just, it's not like in the hierarchy. Like in the hierarchy, it would be like number 4 or whatever. It's just, it's not AAA plus. It's probably just like A minus liquidity. If we could have gotten this nice V shape back up, I would like be willing to take this on my like trade if I find it that I don't really care about. But I wouldn't alert it as a funded play. This would be like an eval play. Because what's the draw we're saying right now? This high here that we left from this morning. And then like these highs. So maybe that's the idea. Eval long? Yeah, probably. Didn't he? As long as we can get good momentum. If we don't get good momentum, it's probably just going to be a nothing. All right. Did Jaji pick up the Lambo already? I have no idea. I could make some more people kind of upset, but I can't. I don't think I can say it for Jay-Z. He's just not my cup of tea. But he kind of falls in that same category as like Lil Wayne. Like I think he's a little overrated, but I understand like why he's popular. If that makes sense. I don't really get the hype behind Lil Wayne. Like I think he's all right. I think his flow is sometimes good. I think his wordplay is sometimes good, but some people talk about him like he's the next coming. 5-minute? Yeah, so this 5-minute doesn't really have a lot of importance, right? Because this is the 5-minute gap that we're respecting and moving higher. So in order for us to switch bearish, we'd have to see this gap get inversed. All right. For me, I'm still bullish here, even though we inverse that 5-minute down, right? Because we still have this high above. This looks like LRLR kind of, right? So Steve, I actually really don't have any idea. He hasn't mentioned anything to me. If he sends a text, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, so basically what I use whenever I'm considering taking a long or a short based off a fair value gap is I will look at what price is doing relative to the gap, okay? So in this scenario, did we use these 5 minute gaps here to push price higher, or were they just gaps that formed as a result of price moving up? Like, do they basically? I'm asking, do they have significance in it as it comes to like pushing price higher? These ones, the one at 1350 and 1345, Chris. For me, it's no, because in order for this gap to be significant, what we want to see is we need to see price come back into a fair value gap, okay, and then create a higher high out of that fair value gap, right? So imagine this is your high here that you initially put in, and then price retraces, fills in that gap, and then makes a higher high, right? For me, that would make this gap significant, right? Because it shows that price has a willingness to react to bullish fair value gaps and then create higher highs out of them, right? It shows an efficient market. And that's what you get with this gap here, right? So this gap, we see price tap into it once, twice, and then a third time. And on that first and second tap, we made higher prices, right? Because this is the swing high here, and then we made another higher high here. We also made a high over this high. So this gap here, getting inverse to the downside, would be significant because it's a gap that told a story. This gap told us, okay, price wants to trade higher. We want to make higher highs out of it, okay? This gap just got instantly violated. So we want to take inverse fair value gaps that trade and occur out of or based on gaps that caused price to do something, not based off gaps that just like did nothing. Does that make sense? Because usually these gaps are lower probability. You usually see these ones fail if there's like a gap below that's being respected. Okay? It's kind of like the whole external versus internal idea, but applied to a different concept in liquidity, which is basically like efficiently delivered price, right? It's kind of like support and resistance too, right? Like if this is the gap that's supporting price, then we need to see the gap that's the one that's responsible for price moving higher or being supported to break to the downside. It's basically support and resistance, right? But just applying it to liquidity instead. The only time where this doesn't necessarily apply, Chris, is when we don't have conflicting liquidity targets, right? So if you were to get a setup like this and there was obvious unfilled liquidity below, like a 15-minute or a 30-minute or equal lows or something like that, then this wouldn't apply. This only applies whenever there's a conflicting liquidity target. So in this case, we have highs above, and then we obviously have lows below, right? So while this is present, we don't know. But if we were to come up, take out the highs, and then form something like this here, then it wouldn't matter necessarily for us to break like this gap lower, because we can assume that, okay, price is going to want to go to its next point, next inefficiency, which in this case would be the gap below or the equal lows below or whatever. Kind of, Steve. Yeah, exactly. After that gaps breaks, I would expect price to go down to this 15-minute BISI here, right? And then if that gap breaks on the 15-minute, I would expect price to go to the lows, lunch lows. Or the next point of, unfilled liquidity, which, I mean, it's obviously here, right? That low. Yeah, exactly, Baker. Exactly. I don't know what's going up. I just know that we're going to continue to stay in this range, right? I will know that price is going up once we inverse this gap here in the 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Baker. Wouldn't that low be protected because it took out a low instead of a real gap? Yeah, exactly. That's why we're not looking for sell side here. This is like a soup, right? So we're looking for close and then enter. Not in this price action. I mean, you could try it, but not something I would alert. Right, and we still have the 5-minute gap, the 5-minute PPR here that needs to close. So that won't close for another 2.5 minutes. Yeah, for sure, Chris. No, I forgot to. Oh well, I'll text my girlfriend to do it. So, do you see why I wouldn't take that 5-minute short there, Chris? No, I mean it might still work. It hasn't failed yet, right? But it looks like it's going to. You wouldn't want to be in a play where it's coming back on us like that. Oh, I guess the other obvious part of this, not working too, is the fact that it's invalid, right? We swept the low as the close happened. So this just isn't a valid setup, right? We wanna take inverses that don't sweep the ITL or ITH before the close. So it looks like we are gonna get the 1-minute inverse here. I'm sure a handful of you guys are probably trying this. We're about to get an S&T at high of day here with ES. Like I said, we got the 5-minute close coming up here too, so it might be better to wait for that as well. Just extra confirmation and lower quality price conditions. All right, Seb. We'll catch you tomorrow. We left equal highs here, so I kind of expect price to go back for those at least. If we don't, that's just a sign that price is really not the best right now. This will also be the next 15-minute candle forming, so we might see further downside just for the opportunity for the candle to put in the wick, and then maybe we see price run up. Let's see. So no 5-minute inverse there, but I don't think it's going to matter. We should see price move up here, at least back to those equal highs. So there's price coming down. Maybe we'll see the 15-minute wick get put in here and then just higher prices. Very easy to read, right? I feel like we're going to see a blast up candle here as ES takes a high of day. Wesley, are you in here? Would I consider an M5 long to the 930i from Friday if this M5 inverses? No, I wouldn't be considering anything in this, to be honest. It's just not high probability conditions right now. I think longs are going to work, but I mean, it's moving at a snail's pace, right? There's no momentum. It took us, let's see how many candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candles to inverse this 1 minute gap. Right? That's too many. That's like less than 1 point per minute. All right, Eric. Yeah, I think so. I mean, if we're not going to get any tariff news, then yeah, probably safe to say. No, Tim, nothing yet. We were just watching this 5 minute inverse up to the upside, and it never happened, so now we're just waiting for price to do something. So yeah, big dump, big dump. So we missed these equal highs here. Maybe those will be a good target to chase after here. If we get something good. Yeah, I know, a whole 10 points Fahrenheit. Yeah, I mentioned that. I said I wasn't alerting it regardless because the momentum was so bad. You're good, vegan. So there's the 1 minute stop out. Could get another 1 minute entry here. All right. Just the equal highs there. Like I said, I think the best thing to do is just wait for a 5 minute gap here to get inversed. But this V shape looks pretty good. We didn't really get a sweep of any textbook lows or anything like that, but you see this 3 candle pattern plus equal highs. It's probably going to work. I would say you could probably take this on eval and it would be pretty safe. This one I like more, right? Obviously, because we have the momentum. If we were to get it, if we don't get it, then and it just keeps chopping sideways, then obviously no trade. But I like this momentum a lot more than whatever this was. So no close over there. Really close though. Who's interested in this play? If we got it on eval. Full porting on demo max. I still think like these are not the highest probability conditions, but I think it works. All right. Nope, not delivering from anywhere. Fair enough. This is like that internal versus external situation where the 5 minutes still holding technically. By the way, there's your 1 minute inverse with the equal highs above. I think this will work for a break even at least. So yeah, there's the almost the equal highs there. We took out high of day on ES. Almost made more equalize there. Maybe NQ hits high of day too. All right, so there's the break even. Hopefully this just keeps bumping. What's your equalize? Let's equal those look back. It's 5,000. So if you're in this on eval, good job. That's the break even. I said that this looked way better than this one. And now you're just kind of hoping that price goes for high of day, right? That's what I have marked on my chart there. If not, it comes back to break even, well, then I guess that would be the trade. Does your chart shrink? Yeah, you just gotta adjust the scaling on the right there. Just scroll wheel it. Yeah, yes, it high day mentioned that. That's why the trade's at break even. Could see a reversal here with the SMT. Looks like it's going to be a break even. Yeah, break even trade there. All right. All good. I still think the draw is higher because high a day plus the way that the 1 hour is being respected, right? We'll just see though. So here's 225. Sometimes these 25-minute candles are significant. Last 5 minutes of the 30-minute candle / 15. Do we even close over on the 5 minute there? Nope. So we're still respecting that 5 minute BPR. So I think the 1 minute might actually end up saving us here, the break even, because the 5 minute never closed over. One minute short. I think we're bullish until we break this 5 minute gap down here, so probably not. Right, don't want to fade the bias. Yeah, it's pretty rough, Joey. So it looks like the break even's gonna save you there. So good job with the break even trade. The 1 minute short would have been invalid, so no FOMO there for us. So far, I don't hate this momentum off the SMT there. So maybe we end up inversing this 5 minute down and we get a play. All right, this is the gap that I said would be significant for price. And we held this, so we're delivering it up a 5 minute BPR. So there's the 30-second OB. Still nothing for me to say here, really. Looks like it might have just been a short-term retrace. What's BPR again? Balanced price range is basically whenever we have an overlapping fair value gap. So in this instance, we have a bullish gap and then a bearish gap. Yeah, there's a lot of VIs, Jace. It's just really not good price conditions. So here's the next 15-minute candle open. It's not a whole lot to say about price right now. We're just still chopping in the same range. SMT, yeah, we do have a bearish one at high of day. But to me, it's just like more uncorrelated EA mess. Less to do with like actual signaling of like a reversal. Does anybody have any questions about anything we talked about today? How to recognize, like, I don't know, good PA, bad PA, that kind of thing? Oh my goodness. What am I going to do with this price action? We're switching to Wordle. Alright. What's the best word? Audio? Trash. So there's no A. D and an O, though. So probably an E, right? Is this typical price action for No News Monday? Yes, Ursula. This is pretty typical, I'd say. Could it be something like order, right? Or maybe, I don't know. Lord. So it's not going to end with an S ever. That's just the way that Wordle is. No words ever end in S's. Could be blood, for sure. Yeah, let's try that. So it is a double O word. Okay. So it is double O. So good job finding that. It could be like that. Like maybe Moody. Unless somebody has another. So no L. It can't be blood. We just guessed that. Foodie. Could be foodie. I'm kind of feeling moody. I don't know why. I like moody. Oh, it probably is foodie. It's not. Okay. Could be woody. Could be goody. It could be hoodie. Okay, so there's like a lot of things. It could be. Actually, is there anything outside of... Could be woody. Let's just try that. Oh, God. Alright, it was goody. So that's always the risky part of Wordle, right? It's guessing one by one. My favorite word to start Wordle with is always Wordle, or not Wordle, sword. Alright? Because that eliminates R and S, and O and A and E, which are usually like the most common words. That's what I always start with, is sword. Okay? And then from there, I just go down the line of like things that I think it could be. So like in this case, maybe doubt. And then after that, I could go like... I don't know, actually. What do you guys think? I don't really see anything. Howdy? Could be howdy. Hey, alright, alright. So it could be... maybe? Or it could be... Wait, is it... That's weird. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess they did the same as today's. Why isn't it letting me go to the next one? Okay. So yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So it's not going to do the same thing. So it can't be that. I don't know, maybe screw? Oh, okay. I have one. Wow. Okay, so it was none of those words. So we have A and I still. No L. Yeah. Yeah, no N either. I don't know. I don't even know what this could be, you guys. I feel like I'm being messed with right now. Can't be audio. Can't be audio. Alright, let's see. Is Price doing anything? I think what my condition right now is just this 5-minute gap if we inverse it to the downside. Mafia? Ooh, it could be Mafia. Good job, Jace. Good job. Alright. Just getting a little bit of momentum down here. So we're going to get a bullish S&T here, I think, at the low. we tap this low, there will be a bullish SMT on NQ. All right, here's Strand. Candy. We got fruit. Yup. Do you guys see this one? Down here. Starts with a C. Yep. I think this is the... Snack. What's the ending bit of it? Snack time? Snack time. Nuts. Granola. Oh my god. Cheese. Crepes. Crepes. Yeah, I guess. Is that there? Crepes? No, it doesn't work. Great team effort. Yes. It was. All right, we got to create 4 groups of 4. All right, so we've hit the low there, so we do have a bullish SMT now. We'll focus on this a little bit more now that we're kind of getting towards the target. The next 5-minute gap will happen in 5 minutes, so we got some waiting to do, I guess. Not really any sign of reversal here. So it looks like we might be coming down for this 15-minute. We're really blasting past this 5 right now. But I guess we'll just have to keep watching. This 30-second backup would be juicy. Not gonna lie. This would be another eval play. Oops. We'd have a bullish SMT plus delivery out of the 5-minute. Plus, we'd have the macro starting in a few minutes. And then if we come down, that's obviously bearish. And then if we hit this high first, then that's invalid. So no inverse there. So as the momentum kind of dies here, it's just going to become a worse and worse play. This would have been really good if we got it on that first candle back up, right? Getting on the third on the 30-second isn't as good, right? At least here with the 1 minute's more of an obvious gap. This not so much. Ultimately, I think we're probably just going to keep heading lower here. That seems to be the bias for right now. We're disrespecting bullish BD arrays and just continuing to make lower lows. Obviously, it's going to hinge on this 5-minute getting close below, but hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. So it looks like this doesn't want to inverse. I'm guessing if we inverse this 30-second BPR, this tiny one, probably just keep heading lower. Got a minute and a half before the 5-minute candle closes. So let's keep an eye on this. So we're stuck between these two gaps. I thought maybe price was about to get interesting, but looks like we're just going back to what we were just doing. Here is 250. So we're looking to long at a discount. We're not really looking for anything right now. We're just kind of monitoring where price could go. We're tape reading, right? There's nothing like too obvious. That's price is really telling us right now, so we just need to wait. There's not really a good draw on liquidity lower. I mean, higher was just a bias, but clearly we have that SMT. Looks like we're going to get this inverse to the downside here now in the 30-second, but hit the low first, so isn't valid. The 5-minute also never closed below, so we still have to wait another 5 minutes for that. But I'm guessing if we close here now, it's not going to matter. Right, we're probably just going to start dumping. What a shame. If we got this 5-minute inverse, this is probably going to work now down to this low. I mean, it's only 9 points, but I mean, when we're ranging in a range of like 30, 9 points is at least something. Still could also hold the gap. That's always, there's a chance of that, right? Maybe we come down here, retrace to 50%, and then get a reaction off that. So yeah, we've retraced now to 50. So let's see. 5-minute short play on eval. Honestly, this is starting to look like the buy side of the curve. This is the sell side. I don't love taking plays off the buy side of the curve, but I think it would be pretty undoubtable that if we were to inverse this 5 minutes to the downside, which we've used as support for basically the entirety of the PM session, that we'll probably head for at least this 15-minute gap below. Obviously, if we hit that first, then it's invalid, and we won't know it for another 3 minutes. So okay, it looks like we're going to get this 1 minute OB to the downside here. There's the close. lot of momentum up here now. Still watching this 30-second here. It could be interesting if we got it with this momentum and all. Looks like we are going to end up holding this 5 minute, right? If we stay up here and close in the next minute. So us inversing the 5 minute gap here is going to kind of hinge on whether or not we IO fed this 30-second gap here or we inverse it to the downside. It doesn't really look like it wants to move any lower. So it looks like we are going to hold this 5 minute gap after all. Let's pay attention to this 30-second gap now. Still no close over yet. So yeah, this 5 minute is just not going to be closed below, it looks like. So there's the 30-second close over finally. See if we can just head higher here. See if the macro can finally decide what we want to do with this PM session. So yeah, it looks like 30-second there might have been the key. Got to close over this 30-second now too in order to confirm higher prices. So no close over there. All right, pretty good momentum. Am I in for a long? No, we were just watching. Just watching tapered in price. I'm just telling you things that I notice. Took it on Evel. Nice job, Ursula. That wasn't the worst play ever. So came up here, hit the last gap in the leg, respecting that still. Got to see that get inverse too. If we're going to see higher prices. We do have the 3 o'clock candle coming up here in a second. Would I say this is good PA? No, this is not good PA. Bad 5-minute closing. Yeah, we didn't get the 5-minute inverse up here. That's a good point. So we got another minute. Let's see if we get the 5-minute inverse up now. Probably not going to happen if I had to guess. Which that would have definitely told us where price was going for probably the rest of the session if we got that. You like the 30-second short on eval? I don't, because we're still respecting that 5-minute gap that I told you was important for holding price. So this tells me that we're still bullish. Nothing's changed about price quite yet. Got another 30 seconds here before 3 o'clock. All right, here's 3 more seconds before 3. So there's the 5-minute close. No close over. So yeah, that 30-second short there would have been invalid. Come on, 3 o'clock. Give us something here. Yeah, this is still super choppy. There's just not a whole lot to say about this right now. Hmm. I wonder if there's like a 15-second here or something. Yeah, so there's a 15-second here. Let's see if we can get that closed over. I feel like that would confirm higher prices. So it looks like there's the 15-second close over finally. Like I said, guys, not taking anything in this. Just not good price action. We're just watching and tape reading. Looks like we have like triple equal highs here on the 30 seconds, so maybe that's where price wants to go next, but just still stalling, still really choppy. Is it because we have Powell tomorrow? Could be. It could just be because we're in no news Monday conditions. It's just like there's zero volume in these candles. If you guys haven't noticed, like we're just not showing any willingness to go anywhere. All right, Ursula, we'll catch you tomorrow. Oh, maybe something here. Nope, just dies instantly. We moved up 3 points, and I was like, oh, geez, maybe we're finally gonna go somewhere. Nope. We keep putting in equal highs, but we're just not going to them. We're just still chopping. We're kind of putting in this like LRLR thing too on ES. Guys, is this the worst price action ever? We can't even go anywhere on the 1 minute. Still better than January? Yeah, I don't know about that. January I thought was still pretty good, but maybe that's just me. Made more equal highs there. Finally, we broke the equal highs. Do we have, look at how many VIs we have there on the 15-second. That's crazy. So now we need to see the 30-second get inversed to confirm higher. Dude, look at how low volume this is. This is crazy. This is such bad volume. Oh my goodness. I mean, you know it's bad when like not even the opens and closes are lining up and like every other candle has a VI with it. Maybe we finally go up here and break that last gap here. So we've hit that high again. Now we just need to see price break over that last 30-second there. Made equal highs. And we didn't get the close over. So you guys see why I'm saying, like, just don't touch this? It's just better if you don't. It's basically the same reasoning as Dodgy gave earlier. That's true. When AM sucks, PM does tend to be better, but only when PM has like a good draw and it's there's usually a news event or something else that's like kind of spurred volatility in the day. If there's nothing and it's no news, it doesn't matter. Both sessions can be bad. So after every high is taken, we tend to retrace the entire move. That's kind of what I'm noticing about price right now, which is just signaling like that we're like in this megaphone or whatever type pattern. And whenever that's the case, it's just really bad price action. We're not really going towards a target. We're just accumulating. So we have this 30-second here. It's pretty tiny. It's not that obvious. Um, but it kind of goes with the trend of just, making higher highs. Maybe this will give us the final push that we need to get over this last gap if we inverse this. So we got that there. It's that's, three shape pattern, but for me, the gap isn't obvious enough to really say that that's good. Um, Maybe we get the order block here plus that inverse of the tiniest gap in the world there. So there's the order block. We do have the next 15-minute candle coming up here. Like I said, I mean, look at price. There's just nothing really to say. Just chopping. All right, so we got one more minute before that next 15. We've been chopping in this 10-point range for I don't know how long now, so maybe this 15-minute candle. Yeah, I know Fahrenheit. It's not great. Maybe this candle will get us over that 30-second. Finally. Now let's see the close. So there's the close over. Now I think we're just going to run for these highs. Would I prefer the 30-second versus 1 minute? Same thing. I just didn't check the 1 minute time frame there. But yeah, same thing. We got the close over on both time frames. Ukraine envoy to present Trump peace options in the coming weeks. That just came out, but not bad news. Just, I'd say, pretty neutral. Which charts do you mark up when trading the 30-second? I have trouble with 30-second moves too fast. What do you mean? Where's break even? Oh, on the, I guess now? I didn't realize there was a long play here. Are you talking about the 30-second here? I guess, like, if you didn't go break even at this high, you could go break even at this high, but honestly, this would be a break even already. You'd have just had to hope that price ran up there. This is just not like a play I would take because we're too high in premium. Sorry. 30 seconds like the Indy 500. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Honestly, so one skill that's going to help you a lot when it comes to trading is being able to recognize gaps without having to like draw them out. And the way that you do that is just by looking left whenever we have a high and then we have like a rejection, right? So we form that swing high. If that swing high lines up with something on the left of your chart that pops out to you, you should like mentally remember that. And that's going to help you a lot. Like not having to draw everything out, if that makes sense. Just when it comes to speed, right? Because whenever I'm charting, I'm not looking at, every single gap and I'm not charting everything out and I'm not doing all that. I'm doing that for you guys mostly. For me, I just recognize it kind of on command. But for this play, right, what you can notice is, okay, we've came down. This is our swing here. And if you look at the swing top to bottom, we have discount here, premium here. And I marked out this 15-second gap here because to me this was obvious and it was in discount, okay? And what I noticed immediately looking at this swing, this most recent swing down, is that we had a gap here on the 30-second, here, and here. And I said, okay, this is a long that could happen in discount, and then obviously it gets stopped break even. Why does it get stopped break even? Okay, we form this swing high here. If we look to the left, oh, we have the last gap in the leg, right? The last gap in the leg is always significant, right? Because it's the last roadblock for price before we hit the liquidity, okay? It's the last unfilled place, right? So if price is truly bearish here, right? If this is, the trend that price wants to follow and we're leaving gaps behind, the market wants to act efficiently. So it's going to trade up back to the last inefficiency and then continue in the direction it's meant to go in, right? That's why the last gap's important. So if this was truly bearish, we would see price come up to the last gap and then reject and then go through this because this is the next last gap in the leg, right? This is the next leg up. This is the last gap, but we see price respect that last gap in the leg, and then we get this, right? We get this 15-second inverse. So once you see that, you can go, oh, okay, let's mark this out. It's a long in discount. If this gap gets inverse to the upside and we're reacting off the last gap in the leg here, then we're probably going to continue to attack this last gap in the leg. And eventually, once this breaks, we'll hit the high, which is exactly what we did here, right? Now, I'm not advocating you take this as a trade because it's a very, high risk, high reward trade or high risk, low reward trade. and it's super deep in premium, and like you're probably gonna get break even, right? Which is what happened here. Um, but it's just like nice to watch, right? Like this 30-second long that I had marked out here is respected. We put in the order block, and then we use this to run the high, right? The reason why I said this is probably what will take us to the high is because that's that typical, three shape candle pattern, whereas this didn't have the momentum. This does, right? And then when we put in the order block, that's what takes us up. Does all that make sense? Sorry, I know it's like a mouthful and a lot to understand, but basically, whenever you're attacking a singular gap, or a gap that's causing price to, be stalled or have resistance, you have to watch to see the following candle formations, right? So here on this run up, we come up, that's the initial rejection. That's when we fill the unfilled liquidity the first time. And then we come up here, and this is the second time we run up. And right here, we don't have enough momentum. There's not enough, speed. And then on this last run, we have enough speed, and that's what gets us through, right? That's why we talk about momentum as being very important whenever we're taking a trade. So we have this 1 minute inverse to the downside after sweeping the highs. Obviously, it's working, but there's no real delivery, so I wouldn't really worry about this as a trade. You went 1 and 2, or you went 1 for 2? One loss, one win, or oh, you want a 2R play? I see. Yeah, vegan. There's just not really anything here that's presenting itself as that. Dude, I have this chicken in the crock pot right now. I've never really made crock pot meals, but I'm trying it for the first time. It's honey garlic chicken. There's rice wine vinegar in it, honey, soy sauce, garlic, onion powder, salt, pepper, and I think that's it. Did I miss anything? All right, that's it. No, I don't, Michelle. Also, I'm trying to teach in these like super laggy price conditions, and we're stalling out, we're doing whatever. That's why I'm using the 30-second chart. You can kind of extrapolate this out to the 1 minute or 5 minute or whatever time frame these types of patterns are occurring on. They're just occurring more frequently right now in the lower time frame, right? Because time is fractal. You can even see this stuff on like the daily chart. Um, Macro at 350 tends to work. Probably not today, just because we have pretty bad price action, but maybe. Do I have a market VI? Not really. Only if it's like, I don't know, kind of significant, right? Like it appears on the higher time frame. If it appears on the 30-second, I don't really care about it. If it appears on the 1 minute and we have like choppy conditions, like this would be a lot of work to mark out every VI, right? Like maybe this one's significant because it's like almost a point big, but most of these one tick VIs I don't really care about. If there's a VI that's like obvious, that's created by news, Yeah, I'll usually mark that out. We could see LRLR here. Like, this might get ran. We definitely have it on... Actually, we don't really have it on ES. Oh, wait, yes, we do. Okay, so ES has, like, the most obvious LRLR in the world right now. So we could see price run to that. So here's the next 5-minute candle here. No, Michelle. That sucks. You should put in a ticket for that. Just say like you let your son borrow your laptop, or you let or you gave it to him as like a hand me down or something. What do you mean, Denise? Oh, all right. Um, that seems a little unfair. Were they fundeds or evals? You had 3 fundeds? Yeah, let's have a conversation with MFFU then. That seems a little silly that they wouldn't help you out. I'll try and message them or say something. Yeah, Michelle, that might be best. I just DM them with the situation. So I'm guessing you've opened a support ticket already, Michelle? Can I play Tango today? Sure. Nothing else is going on. I have to harmonize the grid. So if these are the same, and this row has to be balanced, these two, and these two have to be the same. Let's do this. So this has to be a moon. And then this has to be a sun. This has to be a moon. This has to be a sun. This has to be a moon. This has to be a moon. This has to be a moon. This has to be a sun. This has to be a moon. Why? Oh, because they're not the same. Right. I guess, yeah, that can't be a moon. This has to be a... This has to be a moon, though, right? I don't know. Somewhere this is wrong. Because these are X. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Oh, no, I guess this is a sun. No, because that can't be 3 moons. That has to be a moon. There we go. Okay, now that makes sense. Oh, no, it doesn't. Bro, like... There we go. Yeah, I guess that's right. Alright, see you tomorrow, man. Let's take a look at the 30-second here. Yeah, not really anything obvious. This is just so choppy. These all have to be moons. This has to be a sun. This has to be a moon, sun, moon, sun. There we go. That just doesn't make any sense why they would do that. Flowers that bloom in late winter. Energy fields read by physics conflict jarringly as colors. Head in French. Wrathful feeling. Prickly pears. E.g. What'll give you an inch but not a mile. Make a speech. Detective's assignment. Kinda sorta. If anybody's playing this with me. I think this one's ruler. Case. Kinda sorta. Okay. I think this is cacti. Wait, oh, I'm an idiot. Give me a sec, guys. There we go. Irk, maybe. Is this auras? This probably isn't it. There you go. No, I'm sharing. Oh, right. We still have connections. Dude, this is so bad. What is this? I actually don't understand this at all. Does anybody have any hints? Uncle Truce. Mercy. Stop. Yeah. So we have this 1 minute here. Last gap. Oh, this is ways to describe wine. Right? Is it bouquet? The bouquet of wine? I don't know. I'm not a big wine fanatic like that. Shower, pepper, scatter, dust. Yeah. Vase, vase, tomato, tomato, either, either, ant, aunt. Fair enough. So we have a small, actually not a small, but a big bullish S&T here. Any 30 seconds? Not really. So the only gap here would be like this one. You put these two gaps together to form one gap. Once that gets inverse, maybe we see more upside. But we held this last gap to the tick, so technically this is still holding, and we had the S&T. Honestly, I think we're just still way too choppy. Anything we could take here would probably just get break even by our normal rules, so we'll see. Does anybody have any more questions for me? About today, about price? Does anybody have anything they'd like to see discussed in a future video? Anything like that? What's MFFU? MFFU is a prop firm, just like Apex or Top Step. It's my funded futures, right? And they're my favorite prop firm to use. They have good rules. Yeah, for sure, vegan. So, what it's going to break down to is essentially I start every session that I get into, whether it's AM or PM or whatever. I start at the higher time frame, usually at the daily chart, and then I move down to the 4 hour and see if there's anything significant here, which in this case there is. We have this 4 hour inverse here, and we're still delivering out of this 4 hour gap here. So to me, this is very bullish on the higher time frame. Same thing with the 1 hour. And then I'll start breaking it down to the 15, and if there's two stacked 15-minute gaps, maybe I'll look for a 30-minute gap as well. And then I'll come down to the 15-minute time frame, and I'll look at the most recent 15-minute swing, and I'll go, okay, what's the note here? Okay, price retraced to 50%. We got a nice reaction back up. And that's about the only thing I can notice here. And then obviously we're chopping, right? And then after that, after I notice something on the 15-minute, like let's say I came into the session, this is what I saw, right? I'd go, okay, maybe we need to see price retrace to 50% here because we've left behind unfilled liquidity, or maybe there's like equal lows here or something like that, right? And then what I'll do is I'll go through, while I'm going through these time frames, I'm looking for draws and liquidity, potential draws and liquidity, right? So like those data wicks, those equal highs, those equal lows, whatever, right? And I don't even need to really look. They'll just stand out to me, right? Because I have the indicators. So I have these 15-minute equal lows here, and I'll have these 15-minute equal lows here, right? And I'll try and figure out, okay, does our draw and liquidity match our current delivery, our current like trend, right? And in this scenario, on the higher time frame, we've already established that we're very bullish, and even on the lower time frame, we're still bullish, right? We're respecting bullish PE rates, and we're disrespecting bearish. So that tells me, okay, we're probably not going to go for these equal lows unless A or B happens, right? Which in this case, A or B is probably like some gap here breaking, which in this case the 5-minute broke down, and this is what I've been watching all day. But I also have to be realistic about like, okay, what do we have going on this session? Is there any data? Is this too far away of a draw to target given what we know about the current market conditions and given what we come to expect about the market, right? Unless there's some random event like Trump tariffs or something like that, is it reasonable for me to say, okay, we're going to drop to 740, right? Given everything that we know about the market today. Probably not, because we've been chopping for the last 3 hours, right? So then I'll come down and I'll go, okay, do we have equal highs anywhere? Do we have equal lows, right? And in this instance, we do, okay? So this was the setup that I was looking at earlier, right? That I said would probably work, and it did. I wanted a higher target, but we at least got the break even, right? This is what I do now. So I try and find something that pairs with the bias, which we knew the bias was bullish going into the session because of everything I just described, okay? So knowing that, I will try and then look for a setup on the lower time frame that matches that bias. So we're looking for longs, okay? So on the lower time frame here, we have these equal highs that form. They're separated. They're probably tier 5 in the hierarchy of draws and liquidity, so I need to see something, very textbook, which in this case we don't really get. That's why I'm saying, okay, this would be an eval play, because we have the 3-candle pattern, we have the momentum. This will probably work, but it doesn't meet all of our criteria, like sweeping the equal lows, or it's not sweeping the equal lows, sweeping liquidity, and getting delivery and all that, right? It just meets, the criteria of like, okay, decent momentum, singular gap, right? So it only checks 2 of the 4 boxes. And then, after that, it's just waiting for new draws and liquidity to form, right? Waiting for, like, let's say LRLR to form. Waiting for data wicks to form. Waiting for equal lows to form. That's what we do. We do a lot of waiting as traders, right? And that's pretty much it. That's how I frame every single day. If we form a 15-minute gap and we have unfilled liquidity below, that becomes a draw, right? We're just waiting for draws and liquidity to form in the lower time frame, unless there's something on the higher time frame that's concrete, that makes sense for us to go hit, that contextually matches what we're seeing in the market, and then, that becomes the draw. But if something like that doesn't exist, which in this case it really doesn't, we just have this random high up here, then we look on the lower time frame. Does that kind of answer your question, Vegan? Or anybody else that kind of had that?
Yo, can I just send something in chat?
Yeah, it's you can do whatever you want, man.
Apex sale is back, baby. Play that video.
I don't think maybe I can actually. I should be just sharing this.
Yes, sir. The Apex sale back, baby.
Wow. Oh no. I closed Discord.
How do you guys do today?
One break even eval trade. Great session. This was the idea.
What, you lost?
No, we won. It was just a break even.
Oh, nice.
Targeting the equal eyes here, trying to go for high a day.
Yeah, SPA sucks.
Yep. Just no news Monday. Nothing you can do.
I already said it would suck. After the first play got stopped at break even, I said it would suck the rest of the day.
Yeah, we've been learning today. And playing games.
What games?
We played Connections, Strands, Wordle, the crossword.
Nice.
What else?
Bro's smart. Bro's smart now.
Tango. I don't know.
Tango, what's that?
It's this game on LinkedIn. Denip brought it up. We played it. You took a loss on that 2-minute short this morning, Tom. You never went to break even as you had conviction on those 15-minute equal lows, and I thought it would be break even and then go lower. In hindsight, obviously the rug decision, just kind of annoyed about it still. What are your thoughts on this? So the majority of your trades are going to be break evens. That's just like how our model works and how most people's model works, right? If you look at somebody like Trader Kane, apparently 85% of his trades are like break evens or 80%. So sometimes they'll save you, sometimes you don't, but you always have to move your stop to break even because you'll run into situations like today where obviously it saves us.
Yeah. Also, like, if there's equal lows like that, if price just stops, like, I know that's not a good sign. I really thought those were gonna hit. I was ready. I was like, damn, it just didn't hit.
Yep.
So whatever, but. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to pick up my Lambo right now.
Alrighty. Good luck.
All right. See you.
See ya. So, Elon Musk is the CEO of Twitter, the government, SpaceX, Tesla. What else? Boring Company. He doesn't have a stake in PayPal anymore, right? That's it, right? Seems like being the CEO of a company doesn't take that much work if you can be the CEO of 5 different things. What's going on, William? Yeah, vegan. Yep. All right, so there's that target that I wanted this entire session, right? I said if we broke this 5-minute gap here, we would run to this low. All right, because this is the next level of unfilled liquidity, right? This tiny unfilled 15-minute. And that's what I knew for a fact. That's where you would take your first partial and go break even. But this is like almost exactly what I said would happen, right? As soon as this breaks, we respect the IFEG here and just dump. Obviously, the PA is so bad at this point that I don't want to take anything. But I told you guys this gap was the important gap. This gap is the one that would send us to the next level of unfilled liquidity. If this didn't break, we weren't going to head lower. We saw this gap break here, and obviously it technically worked. We held the gap. But it was super unclean. It took us like an hour and a half to get to the next low or whatever. As soon as this one breaks, we see it break in the next 2 candles, right? And that just goes to show how important this gap is relative to any of these gaps here that formed, right? Gotcha, William. That's all right, man. It's a learning process. How low do I go? I'll go down all the way to the 1 minute. The 1 minute is the last I'll look at for equal highs and equal lows. What's important though when you're looking at equal highs and equal lows is, so there's the hierarchy of draws that exists, obviously, right? But then there's the hierarchy of equal highs and equal lows, right? The quality of equal highs and equal lows degrades as the time frame gets lower and in the proximity of the equal highs and equal lows, right? So equal lows and equal highs that are spread apart, like let's say these ones here, are significantly better than, let's say, like equal highs here. Equal highs that are inside of a fair value gap are way better than equal lows that are side by side, right? So that's another thing to worry about too, is like just the quality of the equal highs and equal lows when you're looking at them on top of the time frame. So now that we've inversed this 5 minute, I'm guessing we're just going to see further downside now to this low, maybe down here, if we break this 15 minute, which doesn't look like we did. But I'm guessing if we just see more downside here, we're probably going to see this low get hit. I mean, William, we chopped, so start of PM here at 1 o'clock. And up until about now, we've been chopping in like a 30-point range. So yeah, just not a really good day to be trading. My only trade today was a 2 minute trade that ended up getting break even. We were just talking about it as you got into stream. This trade, we had equal lows on the 15 minute, and the entry was here. Stop of about 23 points, and then we came down and then swept this low, so that's your break even, and then it just came back up and was a break even. So just unlucky. I'm guessing we'll sweep these again at some point, but it will, just not today. Just really bad PA, as you saw. We do have what do we have going on tomorrow? We have no news tomorrow either. Alrighty. So it looks like tomorrow could also be not the greatest day. And then we have CPI on Wednesday. And then we have PPI on Thursday. And then we have industrial production, whatever that is, and retail sales. So not really anything important on Friday. OPEX we have next week, so we don't have to worry about that. So, oh, we have Powell speaking tomorrow? Great. Never mind. Did I miss it on Financial Juice? Oh, yeah, at 10 a.m. Gotcha, okay. It just wasn't popping up as like red folder on Financial Juice. Sometimes Rowan, it just depends on how big of a surprise it is. Alrighty, well, it doesn't look like 350 is really going to give us a whole lot here, so I'm probably going to wrap up stream here. Thank you guys for dealing with the bad PA today and just hearing me yap for about 2.5 hours here. Hopefully we get something better tomorrow and we get a play. This is just the nature of the beast. You got to get used to it. Trading is a lot of waiting and having a lot of patience. So, yeah, just one more day to practice that. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 1:30. You guys have a great rest of your evening. And peace out.